G'day, Laura Baer here, your local Aussie Girl Realtor, and I work for Porchlight Real Estate Group. Today, I wanted to hop on and discuss how residential real estate could be a good option for you to diversify your portfolio, particularly if you hold a lot of company stock options or restricted stock units, also known as RSUs. One thing to factor in is if you do have restricted stock units, meaning you have blackout dates on when you can sell your stock, a thing that we've found helpful is to have a HELOC, and what that is essentially is borrowing against the equity in your home, and we use that line of credit only and if we find a good opportunity, but it doesn't fall within a time that we can sell stock. So therefore we use that money from the HELOC to put the deposit down on a property, and then as soon as we're allowed to sell stock, then we'll sell enough to cover the cost of the HELOC, because personally I don't love the HELOC payment, and it's interest only, and the interest rate is variable, so it can go up. And I mean, it is beneficial to have by all means, but I don't love making that payment. It just feels like bad debt to me. So we always aim to pay that off as soon as we possibly can, clear that debt, and then it makes that asset more cash flow positive as well, which is always a great thing to have. What I love about diversifying into real estate is it takes all your eggs from being in that stock portfolio basket and it spreads it across, so you're less risk. And also it can give you a second steady stream of income, which can help offset those costs of owning that property, and hopefully you can run it to where it can be cash flow positive. And then if you want, you can take that profit and then put it back into the property or into another property. So say you put it back into the same property, you can put it directly onto the principal and you can pay it off much sooner than anticipated, or the 30-year loan. Of course, with any investment, there are risks associated with it. And I would say first and foremost for this would be if you can't tenant it straight away. So if you are unable to get a tenant in as soon as you purchase a property or close on it or shortly thereafter, can you afford to keep it afloat without that income coming in? And I highly encourage you to talk to your financial advisor, crunch the numbers, obviously talk to a trusted realtor to also find you the perfect property that fits within your budget and your comfort zone. And then there's also the chance that market can fluctuate. So does the rent go down, for example, if the market does, and then is it still cash flow positive? If not, if it does run at a loss, can you still afford to float that property? These are the three things that I think are really important when considering buying a residential income property. First and foremost, I like to buy good quality homes, townhomes or condos. And by that, I don't just mean new builds. By all means, they're great because they have a warranty. More often than not though, after closing, you do have to buy a washer, dryer and fridge, which can be, a pretty hefty expense. I typically buy resale properties that already have all that in them. And when I mean good quality properties, I mean properties that have been well maintained by the previous owner. You can tell there's pride of ownership. So I think that that's really important. Secondly, I would say is hiring a property manager. I personally manage our rentals, but I'm also in the game and I buy them close to home, just so they are easier to manage. However, I know a lot of people who have property managers and swear by them. And I think if you want the ease of not having to worry about them, then you should absolutely consider it. And I'm happy to refer you to someone if you need someone. And thirdly, I would say just stay up to date on the market and good areas to buy in. Again, find a trusted realtor who can help you with that. But also it's just handy to keep your finger on the pulse with the real estate market in general that you're buying into. So I hope you found that somewhat helpful. Reach out if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Bye.